Could Godzilla get infected by a zombie? Could he become undead through zombie infection? This is a really interesting question, and if you're curious, I came up with this myself because I always wonder crazy things, and this is something I haven't seen asked from anyone else. This is a new series that we've started on this channel called Movies Biggest Questions. If you want to see other videos like this, go ahead over to that playlist and check them out. Alright, let's continue to tackle this. So to find out if Godzilla would get infected by a zombie, it would depend on the type of infection, whether it be airborne or bodily fluid, meaning transferred through bites or an exchange of bodily fluids. The quick answer is most likely no. Based on the zombie infections that we've seen in media, most of the zombie infections we see in media only affect Homo sapiens. Even the airborne strains in movies only affect Homo sapiens, or if you guys don't know what that is, it's humans, yourself. As a result, the zombies feed on every other living thing, including animals. Godzilla is an apex predator and no animal can feed on him. The zombies would be insignificant and microscopic to his overwhelmingly looming existence. He's so powerful and durable, and his hide is so thick that their bites wouldn't even scratch the surface of his dandruff. So we already know that. But let's just say an undead kaiju bites him, rips through his impenetrable armor and bites him. Would Godzilla get infected then, if that kaiju was the kind of creature that infected other creatures through its bite? The first thing we have to remember is that Godzilla can be killed. He is super powerful and extremely durable, but he's not immutable. From what we saw in Godzilla 2014, that little fossil that they found in the underground area where the Muto came out of, we see that Godzilla species can die. Not to mention, we don't see a lot of them around. I mean, they could be beneath the earth, but this is proof, the bones lying there, that they can, in fact, die. We've seen other kaiju fall as well. So it's obvious that these creatures, although they are titans that are hard to kill, can be killed with the right amount of force or with the right assailant. Godzilla may be able to fight off physical attacks, but can he fight off an infection? The answer most likely is yes, and it would be hard to change Godzilla into a zombie. That's if he's already alive. Let's say the infection is like that of the creatures from I Am Legend with Will Smith. An infected creature bites another creature that is not infected. The creature that is normal doesn't die, but slowly transforms into the infected. So it's kind of like rabies. Alternatively, let's say it's the infection somewhat like that of The Walking Dead, where an infected creature will bite a normal creature. The normal creature gets very sick and then dies, and then is reanimated after death, but it is dead. In either scenario, it would take the normal creature becoming subject to the virus transferred to them. The virus would take over their body, rewrite their DNA, slowly destroy their cells, then replace the host's body with its own stuff. The reason why this probably would not work with Godzilla, at least if he's alive, is because of his regenerative properties. Just like Deadpool, even if Godzilla is infected, he would be constantly regenerating his body at such a rapid rate that it wouldn't give the virus or infection a foothold to make a difference. If anything, because of Godzilla's internal environment constantly generating nuclear energy, it would probably be enough to kill the infection outright. That's if, again, Godzilla is alive. But what if he's already dead? Could something then infect him afterwards and reanimate his body? Or what if, like I just said, the infection is still in his body, but because he is constantly regenerating, it doesn't do anything, but what if he's dead and he can't fight it off anymore, and then it takes him over and reanimates his body? At that point, his body is no longer generating that energy. So he's no longer generating that nuclear energy at a quick rate or at all. I mean, there may still be some nuclear energy that's in there, but it's just the remnant. After a while though, when homeostasis sets in, if his body's still viable, it is possible that he could become the undead. Even if Godzilla's hulking mass were to be reanimated though, if he's on land, he's a Walking Dead thing. That means that circulation is not happening and all his blood and organs would pool at the bottom of his body. We also have to consider this because we never really think about it, but the heavier something is the more force gravity puts on it. If you want an example of this, go running and then the next day put 6 book bags on with bowling balls in them and try running again. Chances are you'd blow out your kneecaps and you would feel as though you're being pulled through the ground. With legendary Godzilla weighing almost 100,000 tons, chances are if he's on land when he changes, Since his body is no longer circulating blood to his magnificent muscles and blood isn't pumping to his massive heart to do so, he would come to a standstill, and in his undead form, his weight would actually work against him. His massive trunk-like legs would become so swollen to the point where they would burst out in water and blood, like those whales when they explode. His internal organs would pool all the way at the bottom of his body, and with the constant pull of gravity and his muscles atrophying, well, this would cause gases to form and be expelled even faster. They would probably be expelled through his anus or burst through his skin at the bottom of his abdomen. With his leg muscles bursting and his bottom half useless, he wouldn't be able to move. An undead Godzilla would be most lethal and useful in the water where his weight can be supported. But all things aside, in the general scope of things, it would be very hard to infect the G-Man. He simply regenerates too quickly for anything to get a foothold to infect him. Shin Gojira probably is the closest that you'll get to something that looks like a zombified Godzilla. But anyways, that's just our theory. Let us know, guys, in the comments what you think could happen. Do you think that he could get infected, and under what scenario would that happen? Let us know, and thanks so much for watching. This has been Altiori. You ask, we answer.